everybody, this is Sampada Agarwal CZT again. Today is the 9th of February, the 9th day since we have been exploring the beautiful world of Zentangle. So as I mentioned, we normally tangle on tiles, Zentangle tiles. This is an example of a tile we did a few days ago. I'm using this notebook to keep all my work together. The size of the notebook is 3.5 by 5 inches. So we have a little room on the side to scribble some things about what we are doing. So let's talk about the tangles that we will be exploring today. I was thinking of doing a beautiful, simple tangle called Sanibel today. So let me write the name of the tangle down. It's called Sanibel, and it is by Tricia, Faraone. Okay, and I think I might also introduce one more tangle called FLORZ, and this is by Zentangle HQ themselves. Right, so keeping these two tangles in mind, let's begin the basic steps of the Zentangle method, where first we convey our gratitude and appreciate all that is around us. So I, for one, surely am grateful for this opportunity to share what I know about Zentangle, and I'm very grateful to get this time to share with you all. So we start with the corner dots and we create a border, and this way we kind of restrict ourselves to the space. And now let me get started with the first tangle, which is Sanibel. And Sanibel is a really wonderful, simple tangle that can be used to fill a lot of space very quickly. So you just go ahead and make bumps like this, and then go ahead and bring a line from each of these down to one place, and that's one. Now I can just go ahead and overlap and create new ones. So I'm going to just start with this one. I can also finish this one here. I can add one more down here. We can just pretend that there are more of these going on around here, and you can just go ahead and fill however much you want at whatever angle you want. And then again, mindfully making sure that you start off from this point here. There we go. And I think I am going to be done with my Sanibel in this area. I could add one little portion here. Like so. Right, and then the rest of the space I'm going to fill it up with a tangle called FLORZ. And this one again is a grid tangle, a simple grid tangle. So there we go. So we create a grid like so. And now at the intersection of each of these grid points, we are going to add a diamond shape like that. And that's all this tangle is. This also is a beautiful tangle to use as a background for any organic floral Zentangle patterns. So because Sanibel is so organic and curvy, this geometrical works really well with it. So as you keep exploring your tangles, you will kind of get a sense of what tangle to use with which one. So you kind of balance out a heavy tangle with a light tangle, an organic tangle with a geometric tangle, and then you also learn how to transition from one tangle to the other. And you know, sometimes the number of tangles doesn't matter. Sometimes it's just better to restrict to a few and just work on the possible variations in them. I think that gives more room for creativity. Not sure if I can add any diamond here, but I can create an illusion of one. I could add little diamond sides here. And you again do this very mindfully and without hurry. I mean, what is the hurry? The idea is to be present in the moment and give your best and enjoy the process, because the process is the product. So this is Sanibel and FLORZ in their simplest forms. We will explore more variations of Sanibel as we explore more tangles. But for now, I'm going to keep it simple. And as far as the shading of this goes, I'm just going to add some graphite in the corners here and just spread it out. So this is one place where we could add the shading, right? We should also add a shading to the layer that's above it because it's concealed, and so we are assuming this is going to cast a shadow on it. right? And that's how we end up giving it a little bit of a dimensional effect, right? So here again we add, and then here too. And if we wanted, we could also these areas here, I could continue the floors, or I could actually just go ahead and fill this part in almost as if this is the background. That just gives a little, I think, a little oomph to the tile, because here we are kind of giving it a dark splash, so to speak. And I like that. I could even fill this part in. It's your tangle, it's your tile, you can do what you want with it. It's almost as if the parts where Sanibel is not there, we are filling it up with these dark areas. So I could potentially even fill this part in. Right? So we could easily do that. And now about shading the floors, right? So here again we are going to assume that this Sanibel florals or shells or whatever you want to call them are going to cast a shadow on the floors. So I'm going to add a little bit of graphite, a line of graphite there too, and spread it out. So this becomes my first, so I finish my Sanibel shading, so to say, right? So once we are done with this, let's see how to shade floors. So floors we could do a couple different ways. Because these squares are large enough, I can just go ahead and give it a little like so. So we are giving it a little bit of dimension there. You can just pick any side. And in Zentangle, we do not stress too much on the direction of light source and such. We just keep it real simple. Okay, so now keeping this in mind, we can just go ahead and make these. They almost look like a set of keys on your keyboard, right? This is the power of shading, because when you add this shading, it just gives a little more dimension to it. It also looks like one of those couches, you know, where you have those buttons on it. Whatever. I could also add a little something to my Sanibel. Kind of is looking a little plain. I could add a little something like this. You don't have to, just thought of it. And here, see this little, I can just incorporate it in this, fix it that way. Remember, we say always there are no mistakes, there are only opportunities, right? So these almost look like shells or fans or whatever. I've always loved this tangle. It's a great beginner's tangle. So that's it. I am done for the day, and I hope you enjoyed this tile as much as I did doing it with you. Again, thank you very much for joining. Keep tangling, and do post any comments you have, and I would love to get your reaction. Thank you so much. Take care. Be kind.